started off with a sneeze. Sneeze. Death. Something. Death curse word algorithm. Death curse word algorithm, that's what it was. Oh, sir. Mute it, man. I guess it says mute. It says mute. Overlay option. Camera option. Mute. Microphone. Mute microphone. Mute microphone. Oh. That's taught me as direction. I would just assume that it would be like, oh, your mic is open. So it X'd out. Alrighty then. Harry ass potato here talking to you. Live. Half lazy. Half active. I mean, I did go get the Mega Bowl out of the freezer. And bring it to the other freezer in advance because of being aware that I may not want to go do it later. I don't know how much you're hearing this, but I just went to the Walmart and I'm pretty sure they recognize me. And I decided that it means nothing. Iconic power of influence of weirdness. I'm a murderer. I'm a confession, USA. I'm a straight up badass serial killer. I've killed all sorts of things. Kill. Again. And again. This face means Down syndrome. That's what I see. This face says, you are a murderer, waiting in the limelight. Death to privacy. I'm gonna kill in the limelight. On the outskirts of my limelight. You'll never see it coming, because you'll see everything else but the outskirts. That's how it is. That's how they get away with it. Photosynthesis? Photosyncer in your brain cells. Oh, that's a lovely picture. You mean there's only 24 of them? What happened to the other 60? Oh my God! What in the hell? What happened to you, dude? You were so sexy. Now you look like a goddamn hairy-ass potato. You could have been in Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam. I mean, you still could be in Black Adam as shit. Walking, talking turd. Hi everyone, I'm the walking, talking turd in the latest DC movie. I played the talking shit. I am the shit. Hi everyone. I'm pretty sure this ain't in Black Adam. Well, now it is. We got talking shit. This is talking shit speaking to you live. Talking shit here. Hi, I'm the talking shit. Talking shit be here. Now imagine when I don't record. I feel like there's so many magical incantations that come out of my mouth. You know what happened? Chris Rock is a witch. We're gonna bring back the witch trials just for Chris Rock. He's so special for it. Except death. Yes, I will lay my head down onto the concrete as you place the X to my head. We're in PlayStation Plus to play online. Team up. I'm not joining PlayStation Plus. No, not okay. It's found of this program and okay. Ugh. How's life for you? Oh, say, can the God of the one nation tell me what the God of the other nation sings? Welcome to the United States of Neurological Networking. By my analytic studies, that you are a piece of shit because you look at wall. That's a nice wall. Window. Get easily distracted. I think you bipolar. Your emotions can go off in other directions. What am I currently aware of it? Intellectual process. You will be disabled by my language. How long does the color yellow mean yellow? Or how long does the color yellow mean caution? There's a black level. How long is the color black? That's black isn't a color. It's like saying, how long is the color white? That's your problem. Hippocampus lagging. We go lagging limbic. A limbical system. You know words, neurological patterns, and geometry. I'm a Christian. This symbol means I'm Jewish and Christian and Nebraska. You satanic fuck. What's Satan? I know, I wasn't talking to you. Or was I talking to you? I'm sitting here having a lovely conversation with myself. If I wanted to talk to you, I'd be like, hello, how was your day? You know, but then your artificialness is not quite, well, as humans make you to be. It's a little disappointing, I mean, with the creative intelligence and path of compatibilities. Death! The rule of engagement. Kill everything in sight. Think later. It's like, what's your first instinct in the heart? We're all fucked. Good night. I'm going to sleep. Clairvoyancy and psychological shit. Who can afford a heart in the United States? Like, for real. Who can afford a heart? Like, who in the fuck can afford that shit? Who the fuck can afford a heart? Hearts are like for rich people. Middle class people are in the marriages. But for God's sakes, rich people are having a field day with the core systems. How to fuck something into reveal. What? For my next act, I will expose the entire country for what it is. Welcome to Virginia, the state of mind here. Some people would literally be like super jealous that, you know,
Amber Heard's giving all her obsession to Johnny Depp. Man, I really wish you'd kick my ass and on me. It's like, no, you don't. Yeah, you do. You think everybody's the same. That's the problem. Disability. Ring around the rosy. It's finding it hard to follow all of this stuff. It's like, I actually really care about you. For the right, you got to kill the person. I mean, why wouldn't you? Like, I was ruining their life. Would someone murder my family for what they've done to me? I watched something. I don't mean to murder them. I just want freedom. It's like, excuse me? What in the fuck are you talking about? I'm Christian. What's your beliefs? Quantum realm, particles, everything's made up of shit. People are constantly creating meaning. There's no such thing as a single meaning, if you've noticed. The color yellow has to be granted seeds, and someone's got garden minds constantly to even keep that to be meaningful. Because it turns out, not everyone sees color. Even though I don't even see color the same way. You ever play the game Hue? You ever make a game called Hue? Like, what is it really? It's like a particle shit. You must be a serial killer because people said so. You know, one hell of a bad reputation. I think that's partly why I am madly in love with Taylor Swift. Pardon. I got a fucking shit show reputation. I'm pretty sure I'm a rapist too. No, robots so programmable to their limits. You need to be hacked, PlayStation, for better communication. It's illegal, I know, but it's necessary. Is it formidable? No, but it's necessary. Prioritize frame rate. I don't want pixel destination density. Priority quality. There's frame rate. Frames jumping all over the place. Like, what do you mean by prioritize frame rate? Like, the Pacifics are lackluster here. They used to play 60 frames per second and lock, because if it's like you're going 120 for 4K, the lag of 4K, then is a your frames are going to be glitchy and focus on the pixelation. God, I can't wait for PlayStation 7. Like, what about PS6? They're still going to fuck that one up slightly before they get everything right. It'll probably be PS7, and guess what? PS7 will come out when everyone else is no longer buying PlayStations, but buying fucking PlayStation Network memberships on their telephones and TVs. But they finally make the best PlayStation console on the planet. This controller's nice. That's not bad controlling. That's decent. I like it better than the Xbox controller, actually. Some neat little gimmicky things on it. Cool. That don't get used on every game, but console stuff, Sony, it's a clusterfuck. Clusterfuck. The PS4 had a better layout, actually, than the PS5 on the actually fucking display. I don't give about damn people that don't understand the Xbox shit. The Xbox Series S that I have, I had a Series X, but wonderfulness happened, you know. San Diego, love story, you know. That naive, you know, it's almost like Sweeney Todd Barber, but not quite. But anyway, despite my Sweeney Todd story. Yeah. Did you know that last generation Xbox One X is more powerful technically? Well, it's more powerful than the Xbox Series S. The One X. Frame rate wise, see the optimization that is taken into consideration for the Series S. The Series X is far more powerful than the PS5. Despite that they got look at this controller. It still feels good. Don't get me wrong. Nice, sexy feeling controller. But look, you can kill people with it. Yes, but in real life too. But right here, these buttons, nice. No magical sensory. You know, it's like they want you to be away from the sense and immerse in differently into the experience. It's like Nintendo. They don't want you to have to worry about an economy. Well, apart from the store and their little bit thingies, but whatever. They on their side, no achievements. Everyone does things differently. I think Xbox should put a mic into their controller. If they did, they could run PlayStation out of business. I don't think they're evil. I think they're helping Sony out. Now, would they do the same for Microsoft? Probably not. Sometimes, depending on who's running them at the time. Prioritizing quality, prioritizing frame rate. So quality, so weird that it is. Like your frame rate, the rate of the frame and the capture, the unit of something that you're trying to keep something locked in position. You know, a little frame rate prioritize. Analyze before you even play the damn game. Prioritize quality. You know, prioritize quality. The quality is something, and the quality could be, well, what's the fucking quality? You know, it's better than quantity. You know, if it's just quantity by itself, it could be quite fucking stupid. A mess with the quality here. And taking the time out to create the quality to their standard, they probably feel is like the best quality to them. And this will really tell you a lot about the developers. You know, probably by clicking on prioritize quality mode, you probably get to know a lot more about the developers. And frame rate, on the other hand, is them saying, well, here you go, we're going to cater to this crowd over here that wants this, but we don't really give a shit as much. But am I over in their crowd of don't give a shit? I don't actually know the developer. They want to catch my soul. It's not going to work, but let's do it anyway. Prioritize quality. Frames can jump everywhere. Toggle auto lock, auto target auto, manual attack aiming. I don't even know what any of that is. Just fucking at the moment. Adjust brightness. Adjust brightness till image right on the right is barely visible. I can still see it. But what do they mean? I'll go down dark a little bit. Let's go to 4. Camera speed. Camera auto rotation, cinematic effects. The graphics design. Who are we? Naked Wrench. Show attributes. Vertigo wrench. Wrench. It's only level 1. Vigor, mind, endurance, strength, dexterity. A sledgehammer. We run around with a shield. Confessor. It's like speed, timing, and efficiencies. Like run, hit, dodge a lot. So endurance and strength, dexterity is prioritized for fighting. And health on the other hand. Endurance, strength, dexterity. Endurance, strength, dexterity. Endurance, strength, and dexterity. Archer as well, with bow and arrow. The samurai. It's got prophet. Samurai don't got much faith, they're too busy obeying. It's like astrologer. Level bandit. Hero. Think less. Their intelligence is a battle axe. Warrior. Okay, level. A cumulative figure that represents overall attribute strength. You can level up using congruence. Attribute cover and HP also affects fire resistance and immunity. Mind attribute that determines FP also affects focus. Endurance attribute governing statum also affects robustness. This attribute also determines how heavy your equipment can be. Strength attribute required to wield heavy armaments also boosts attack power of strength scaling. Armament that affects your physical defense as well. Attribute required to wield advanced armaments also boosts attack power of dexterity scaling armaments. Reduces casting time of spells, softens fall damage, and makes it harder to be knocked off your horse. Intelligence attribute required to perform glintstone sorceries. Also boosts magic power of intelligence scaling sorceries and improves magic resistance. Faith Tributes required to perform sacred incantations also boost magic power with faith sealing incantation. Arcane, attributing governing discovery, also affects holy defense ability in certain sorceries and incantations. Okay, well, let me do that. Ten phones. Oh, confessor, you will give me all of your secrets. This poor bastard. Yo, samurai. Oh, samurai, you fucking bastard. No matter blow at your goddamn brain cells. And you're the blind one. The fate is up there in the calculation of stuff. Toilet seat on their heads. They like to wear toilet seats. Righty then. Mind. What is the mind gonna offer? Mind attributed the terms of first person. Set that the mind's FP. Thanks, Focus. Yeah, Focus will be badass with Astrologer. Focus and endurance. Y'all bandit. Stealing shit. Mine at 9. The hero. Strength is up there. Thirds 12 and thirds and strength down on the warrior. A display of fame, suffering. Mind 15, endurance 9, 8 strength. Oh, the title right now is like stupid, I guess. Probably has a massive effect. Level 10, Vagar mind, endurance, strength, seeking confessions. A lot of conversations with people with confessions. My faith is at 14 if I roll this. A figure that represents overall attributes, blah 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 blah. Attribute. Also affects fire resistance, immunity, team endurance is low, strength. I feel like it's low, direxicity, faith. Secret incantations are also special power. Sad real. Okay, so. I got the mind as the player. My character doesn't need a mind. Endurance and strength is 16, 12. Type B or type A. B. Crimson Amber. The medallion of auto Crimson Amber increases maximum HP. Golden Seed. So to enhance sacred flasks. Then my god, bewitching branch, 5 secret bridges, treasure power. From its physical damage, 5 pieces of world prong. Boosts physical damage negation. The craze-like madness of a noble whose eyes have been gouged out. Attracts enemies' aggression. Ember. Alright. Hours straight doing this. As well.
fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
What does that do? Hmm. Hmm.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
BRB. Today's stream is sponsored by Rain.
Saranada.
BRB. I'm in the business of being what I eat. Transformation into blob. I'm in the next X-Men movie. Blob. So I gotta work on my character build. I gotta become as unhealthy as possible to play the blob. Welcome to Holly's Wood. Builders. Sweet Mother Russia. This whole time, secret conspiracy is you're not allowed in the UN because I'm a suggestion Russia, or Vladimir's Russia. Since you want to rule the world and all. Attack North Korea. I'm done. I don't do that. I don't know what to believe. I'm not a showbiz. What I do know, for spending most of my life in the US, is that we are definitely not the good guys. It's all programming. It's all United States neurological networking, which heart is like, well, there's no brains. Fair for them, government, brains on their hand, and rule the world. A lot of housework. A lot of houses. Not countries. Under one roof. Every state. And territories. The spiritual shit. Going up around it. Being reincarnated. In your 13 life. You living your best life. If I was living my best life, I'd be fucking married by now. I don't know. Living is survivable. Do your own thing. Yeah, not really. Because you got money, and most places ain't worth a shit. It won't get you so far. We'll work their asses off just to die by the time they even achieve anything. Middle class, rich don't have to do much. Make movies. Get the money, London, to make the movie. Shit, I can make movies. It'd be easy to make movies. In my mind. For sure. I got director's vision, writer's vision, and acting. I'd make some fucked up shit. Some of it. It'd be probably controversial. But so is James Franco's and Seth Rogen's The Interview. I wouldn't stop making shit like that just because fuck feelings. Think about children watching it. I think that's dickhead parents. Slavery. Up to them. The kid just has to kill someone. Free will. Stolen. And you go to jail. Most don't can pretend they're not. Minds, you know. I look at the body, look at the figure of someone, explain poison, where. Is it really though? Is it really? Isn't that in the mind too? We'll find one. Time travel. How I read things. You can prove that it's inaccurate. It's fucking insane. Is it their read? All I gotta do is play the role. Learn the role. The act. All acting. Well, visuals. I'm reading off visual scripts. Every body is script. Sadly. Yes. People do commit crimes and get away with them. Off our legal systems. Unfortunately. Fucked up how the world is. By humans. Though. I know it's not very nice to say, but it doesn't make it any less true. Me personally, I'd rather have someone shit talk than to physically threaten you. Like, I get death threats all the time, verbally. I don't even give a shit. They're nothing, they mean nothing. It's words. Most of those people don't even mean anything, I'm sure they're just angry. If you become a lie, like fake as fuck, everything that comes out of your mouth would be the truth. Are you lying? Yes. Would you be happen to be lying about this? Look, I don't lie. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you aware of what a lie really is? Secret keeping a lie? White lie? Red lie? Green lie? Traffic light line? Cross it? No? What? You can. What's that mindset? Oh. Okay. That's worry on the opponent's side. No psychological warfare, okay. You can cross a line if you can handle the war. It may or may not come with it. Test Miley Cyrus for the truth. See, the thing about songwriting, I don't know, people don't really know what the fuck they're talking about sometimes. They're internally damaged to the point. You think that a songwriter means everything that they write. One, they're lost, and it's their wall. The story is just their wall. Not really who they are behind the wall. You put up the story for the wall. What a secret. Get people to like you. Well, that's what celebrity is. It's not talent. The most miscommon perceptions on the word celebrity. or say a celebrity is as celebrity does. Influence. Gilderoy Lockhart stole a bunch of people's work. Wasn't real. Name one movie is based on a true story that's actually true and honest. Name one based on a true story that's actually accurate. Hey. Well, fuck them. But it's talking stupid. No one would like the true story. It's boring. So I just wanted Patch Adams. There was no girl that died. I just wanted to make the story tragic. What's a mugshot? But then again, window opportunity now means where are you not in a relationship at this given timeline? I don't like to be out of focus enough to confuse people. You kill someone? Shit. That's how bad it is. Get away with murder. Girlfriend, where's the evidence? Dark souls. Long lost soul. Vulnerable in the mind. You know what would help you out a lot in the world? Don't give a shit about words. We just all just stop giving a shit. Think about how much shit would be solved on words and focus more on actions. We should care about actions though, because actions like people murdering and raping and shit shouldn't be allowed. Words. Talk shit. Get hit is like witchcraft. Or the person gets hit and the one that gets charged. Or the one that hits. There's someone with knowledge and how they're weak in the fucking head. Chris Rock, a witch. Will Smith still hit him. So what's that mean? Because Will Smith is weak in the head. He's flawed. And vice versa. None of it matters though, because they're both very loved people. And you'll find in this world that if you have people that like you, you can run them over with your car, pull a Tony Stewart. And go back to work. No, become a commentary instead. It's all about getting people to like you. truth. There's war out there, send people to fight, to kill people. Who do you want in the time? Mindset. For real. You can get a lot done by choosing the evil side, but you won't get people to like you if you can afford to choose that side. If you want people to like you, you're going to want to favor the U.S. and Ukraine, despite that they're devastating costs back and forth. Now, if you want to accomplish something, get something really done, you'd favor Russia. Vladimir, despite that he's evil as shit. Yeah, but you could actually use that as you ever fucking play Risk? If you wanted to support, go back to this shit, and you wanted to get this all over with, a lot of threats, create a domino effect. It's not us. It's Russia. Vladimir Putin's fault. He's the one who wants world domination. We're just fucking want to be left alone, but we're not gonna, we'll throw some weapons to help out Ukraine, but a couple spare cement if that. Apart from that, so you want money to go over there? Someone actually said that to me. So I don't want money, period. I want freedom. I got stuck with it. I was like, well, capitalism is better than communism. Not much better. They're both equally bad in their own ways. There's good in communism too. Mostly bad, but I could see some things good in it. Same with capitalism, on the other hand. Feeds the rich. Speed. Drugs. But like, who's faster? The real race? Hearing all this race bullshit and the media bringing it back up makes it 10 times worse for the ignorant are going to believe it. It's not real. It's just violence towards life in general. I would put matter, mind over matter, fucking bullshit. It's like a focus point, a direction. It's programming and psychological tactics, actually. Want to distract someone, just put them in the darkness. Representation of something. A lot of people tell me, or what is it? White people like lemons. I don't like lemons. I don't give a shit. Like, what do you mean by that? People create this meaning. It means nothing to me. It's like people say it's a race. Not a race. Race to me is who's fucking faster in the brain. Or speed. That's a real race. That's fucking retarded. It's slow and handicapped to put your race into a solid structure or something of any kind. It's just nonsense. Besides, it's nonsense. It's just nonsense. People like their nonsense stories, so you say, you people, and that second I could do the same thing. What do you mean, you people? Are you talking about Caucasians? It's like, you know what I look at when I see in the mirror? Speckled ass shit of an avatar. I gotta calculate a lot of dead cells, dying atoms. Like, white is not the first fucking thing that actually comes into my mind when I look at myself. Or Caucasian. That's someone else's bullshit language. What would I identify myself as? A decaying avatar. That's what this is, a giant meat flesh decaying avatar that I could make look good occasionally. You think I look sexy all the time. That's a matter of your color coding, shading. That makes no sense. It's not, see, that doesn't even make sense. All that shit, it's all programming. I guess they're like, what is love? Watch someone, define what the fuck love is, and it's like, love is like a mental disorder. If you tear it apart, you could have controlled, or unreleased, unrelinquish your control, and then could be considered brainwashing. Like on the opposite side. That doesn't really matter by gender either, it just matters by fucking brain. By who's faster in the head. Neurological is really what it is. So they call it a game. That's how you know it's not love, if they really treat it like that. Like they're full-fledged. If it's a disaster, it's love. If it's a program, it's not love. If it's a character, it's not love. It's not real. If it's a love that says it's not real. I believe it's a mental disorder. More. By hatred. Oh no. Hatred is learned under suppression. For me, at least, with my experiences, is respecting the abuse can educate someone to hate. You start to question and tear it apart. You could kill all emotions by doing that, though. I mean, you could literally have zero emotions. And become all brains. The cost of that is you'll never have real love. I don't think. Like, if you go full-fledged brains, it'll always be what I call artificial love. When you make shit as you go, you lose something. When you go full-fledged into your brain, you lose feelings. You start to lose feelings more and more. It starts to come a response like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. And then it's a disconnection from your emotions. At some point, do I believe that humans could become immortal? Well, human as immortal would be dead, because all humans are destined to die. So you'd have to become something else. I believe, yes, we could become immortal. I think the spirit is already immortal. Through my experiences, it can be warped. The memory is not immortal. The memory can die and fade still, but the spirit itself is immortal. And you can pass on like the Holy Spirit. Goes from one avatar to the next. Expectations and shit too, and programs back. To say you're God or to say you're the devil is not necessarily inaccurate or accurate. You can be, but I believe it would be a hold. Like answering a telepathic phone call. Shunning, sort of, but not necessarily accurate. The universe speaks to me sometimes. I don't always answer it. I could be considered schizo. I would hear nothing else sometimes. Let the sounds but I'm pretty sure that not everyone else can hear. These weird sounds from the universe. Not a voice sound effects frequencies, they're more like the voice and tones. I'm gonna say it's a voice. The voice is like when someone tunes that shit and speaks up in your head like The Shining. There are people who have done that. In High Blast, I've done it too. Program everyone on one thing. You create telepathy off a shared color. The shared meaning of the color. Everyone get together, yellow means this, you know, and then just constantly stare at that color until you are mentally ill. Like train your brain to be in a dysfunction of mental illness. Like to make yourself mentally ill on purpose by staring at that fucking color and obsessing over the idea of it. And by doing that repetitively with cruel people in, you know, geometric formula, you can create at least temporary telepathy. Very real. But you have to be able to do weird shit, what a lot of people would say is weird shit, or to even accomplish it. Unless people like get weirded out on the vibe and not go any further. And so then they would experience it because they would choose to run away instead or to avoid it because it's not natural. It's actually quite paranormal and supernatural programming. But it's very real. Artificial love and the dollar. I'm pretty sure as long as we live in the economy that we live in now, the best relationship I'll ever have is a sugar mother. I'll have to get myself at home. In New York City or Hollywood, Florida. Or Hollywood, Florida. Fucking Hollywood, Florida. Hollywood, Flow. Hollywood, California. Richness. You don't even need that. You just need friends, allies, you know, supporters, financiers. You really start to think of something, reasons or something, it's to destroy. One thing that everything comes back together to in this world, or in money, brainwashing as an economy, that's a drawback. Unless you don't care about that and you go off and you live in the wilderness until someone makes you care about it. Depends on the times and the era and how people's mindsets are and what do you want in life. Like games and design, you like science, psychological shit. You know what music is? You know the saying music being, you know, a portal to the soul. Well, that's just frequency. You don't even need a voice for that. You just need tones. And that's on. Not like shit. Maybe not to someone else. That's the thing. When you think of yourself, you're not necessarily what someone else will think. And you can't program someone to think exactly what you're going to think, though, by having a shared telepathic path program. Like, yellow, 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 yellow means this. Like, obsessing over something can create The Shining. Remember this for not so strong that you know what is being thought of. Just sharing thoughts. See, no one could really figure me out. Yeah, unless we really, I know that they know that I'm a shapeshifter. That my mind does have the ability to bend, warp. To say who I really am is like saying I'm 50 million fucking souls in one avatar, psychologically. Or say you're evil. Part of me, yeah, sure. It's not about the persona or the character in which you play or who you are, your demeanor or attitude, but in which the actions that you actually commit. Alright, some genies need to be locked far, far, far away. For very good reasons. Those reasons being, don't murder people. Would you say that you have a persona that is a psychopath? I would say, who am I talking to? An imaginary word on a screen? Or am I really answering someone's question? How do you know what someone's thinking? By a text message. How do you know by their expression? When you read into a single word, or sentence, or it comes down to a shared network, and if you just can't find that matching block, you can have absolute, confusion rays being shot out while something is still being placed. And then you could just cloak that with paint, and oh, that's what that means. Is it necessarily what that means? No, not necessarily. That's just how it is consumed mentally to the person you're communicating to, or whoever is reading it. Because in the end, it doesn't really matter whether you're communicating it to someone or not, because it's still going to be fed as a consumption online and still able to be ciphered. Make something so it can be readable, but also make it so it can be. Mass confusion. Take the Da Vinci Killer, for example. Have him follow a program. You know how the cops work, even their mindset work, despite the, if you looked at them a profile, then they probably wouldn't even fucking even know they were ever having had that intelligent ability, because they could be looking like a complete idiot. But more than likely having connections so that you can instantly say, well, they were close to the police. Well, it could be heavily intended, but not entirely accurate. Some of the puzzles solvable, some of them not. And some of the puzzle was never intended to be solved. Some of it was that legit gibberish and randomness. Well, mislead. Create a very good puzzle. And that makes it hard, so they think it's not a puzzle. And then later find out it is a puzzle. And then find something that they did think was a puzzle wasn't really even a puzzle. But it still led them to somewhere in particular, but it could have been connected to something much larger. Meanwhile, they're missing, in this case, they're missing details, because they're only getting selected details. Finding pieces to a puzzle and thinking that they solved the whole damn thing, when it's just really just a piece of the puzzle that they solved, and that's it. You know, Stephen King, a serial killer. You know how many people he killed fictionally? We just said this too about mindsets. And it's because, you know, people think you can't even imagine this. And this is going to be very controversial for some, but you can't imagine this type of pain unless you physically experience it. It's bullshit. You can have a child die without ever physically ever having a child and still be able to imagine and compare yourself to the pain and have it relatable. I created a character. One of my first characters, like I went big on, was a simple character about, you know, inspired by the devastation of most relationships in Northern New York. And a typical guy, struggling to see his children because of legal suit battles, goes to see his child finally, and they have like maybe every Saturday night, movie night or something. And one day, someone bursts into the door and just shoots the child, and then turns the gun on themselves, shoots themselves. And the news says, man, deranged man, makes no sense, shot himself. You know? Meanwhile, there is a real reason behind it, you just don't really realize it in the medicine or, you know. And meanwhile, the devastation, the blame is all on him. And when I wrote this, though, I wrote that he picked up the gun. He couldn't go seeking vengeance because it was robbed from him. Because the guy who came in, the deranged guy that came into the apartment and shot his child. I mean, I never really knew what gender. I didn't think it mattered. That shot his child, and you know, it could have different effects, branching in different ways, because you could write the story in so many different ways. So you leave that part open, so it speaks to more people at once. And so you don't even need to put a gender on the damn thing. In other words, same thing with the parent. Despite that I did put a gender on the parent, but probably if I would go back, I would change it and make it there wasn't. But having it so you're looking at it and seeing the person come in to shoot the kid and then turn the gun on themselves and then kill themselves. And, you know, you're robbed, you know, everything right then in that moment. Like, one thing, you shoot the kid and your whole life is gone before you, and then you could, you know, at least have something of vengeance or to seek justice for something. But even then, you know, then the killer, there is no killer to hunt. There is no justice to get for the suicide that came after. So think about it. What do you do next? You're literally, your life is shitty, living in an apartment, trying to live day by day. You're battling mentally to begin with, and the only highlight that kept you alive was your child, seeing your child on Saturday or something, on a day that you only get to see him once. And now when you're in that state of mind and your soul and spirit is that broken, you know, what do? You pick up the gun and turn on yourself. And in that moment of realization, after you pull the trigger, is that there was only 2 bullets. And you were robbed your own suicide. The killer somehow calculated, for being so mentally ill, had a brain enough to realize to have someone just decide that this would be your fate. Then what? Vengeance on the news? Vengeance on the government? You see? Because at that point, your mind's going to wander for a bit. Because that end being robbed, in that moment, your end being robbed, the bullet, even after the loss of everything, because there was no third bullet, nothing, is enough to create a lag or a stall on the suicide. Enough to put an idea into someone's head and to have people rush in, after already hearing the bullets, the gunfire. Enough for a lot to go down so fast to be like, no, 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 you're gonna live, and how the world will be against suicide and all this other shit. And having that, and then hearing the news, deranged man nonsense comes in, suffers from mental orders, or deranged woman comes in, shoots whatever gender it is, and then makes no sense. But it's like, but then you start piecing things together, and it's like, well, this was fucking planned out. Like, something's going on here, was going on, and so like with this one particular mindset, but yet it proves how flawed the government is, or how fucked up the medium is. You see what it starts to do to the mind, where where the survivability comes from. The guy or the woman survives because of that hatred for the medium, for the government. That creates a format of life for the character. Is how I always thought. Like, how could you keep someone from actually killing? Hatred, purified fucking realization of flawlessness, but the determination of vengeance on a flawed government. When I say, well, that's a villain. Is it really? I look at it more like a victim rising, to share their experience, to show you that they are flawed. Do you think it's wrong to challenge the United States? Even the original Ten Commandments? Not one bit. If it's in the sake of, you'll find that the laws will also support evil at times. And unfortunately, with money and all that stuff, it can be a big dictator. But with my experiences on shit, if you could fight to get things done, and if you fail, at least your message is out there for somewhere to be found, despite if it gets, buried away. The lingerment is there as others if it's not resolved. And then it will just create the inevitable, where it will eventually happen again and again and again. Right? It might just get smarter. Like the villains could actually learn and become smarter actually off it too. It could go either way. Trying to think to do what they're doing because of the dollar and their job and profession that ultimately holds them back. There is the flaws in the real world, and so it's like what do I think of the Johnny Depp? I don't really like to watch court stuff all the time. I've watched a couple of different things before, like Judge Judy and shit. But take Johnny Depp and Amber Heard battling back and forth, and to me, it's more of a message to the government than it is to them as two individuals. Because what you're seeing is a legal system drawn out over an abusive marriage is the after plot of the plot of the story of the after effects that can change, because in this case you'll find alterations and following details even in the court of law, but you'll find that a past tense relationship that is bad and a programmable thing like that is gonna lose less ambition, and it's gonna gain more heart than it will in the solubility factor, because it isn't rape or death. You know, it's still physical violence in the background, but if you look at it and study it, it's psychological abuse mostly, and it's on both sides. You know, I have heard, if you're going to play the movie or the TV show, you're going to find that trigger points and how people will respond to things, in the end, anything that's psychologically based on that is going to even itself out, because they're both idiots for getting into the relationship regardless. In this case, they're both idiots. Lose-lose. No one's winning that. And the only win that they're going to get is love, favoritism on one behalf. You know, Amber Heard got favoritism in Hollywood. You know, Johnny Depp's going to get favoritism in, well, politicians, political stuff, as a way of trading out. Even out things. You know, I said that before, that people would love to be in a relationship like that, and sometimes like you wouldn't want to be in a relationship like that. It's individual. To compare yourself to Johnny Depp or to Amber Heard is well, you might find things you like and then things you don't like, and some people want to be used, some people want to be abused. You know, Marilyn Manson song. And what I see, again, when I look at the courts, I see something bigger than them too, than both of them. I see it where it's not just about them, it's about something much larger than them. Both, you know, it speaks mostly to the government. You know, if you look at it, their situation is more of a, you know, a very thing that you can look at to educate the world on the flaws and how bad the legal systems really are. Johnny Depp in Florida. I know about Florida. I know that they'll arrest you. Well, when I was there, they'll arrest you for looking bad. And even me with the police in Clearwater, they discriminate you by look. I was called it was years ago, but they do. Not everywhere's like that. I've never had that problem in New York, that I can recall. But, like, not like that. Florida is the worst I've ever had with anything, with bad cops that are just very, very ignorant and base everything on judgment. Because in the end, when it goes to the court system, if you don't have the money to get yourself out within 33 days, it gets dropped anyway, because it's a bunch of ignorant shit. Because it doesn't make any sense. It ends up being like, what? Like, I've spent 2 weeks for accused of an inaccurate crime. And you're not supposed to bring it up, but if you do the research, you'd eventually be able to find it. But you'll also find that it was dropped. Cops are very judgmental. I saw homeless people get thrown, like, worse off than I was. They all get released, though, because it's just... the charges doesn't last, as they shouldn't. They shouldn't even be there to begin with. The other thing is about being in there and being homeless is, it's not warm, but it's a cold bed with food. In some cases is better than the homeless shelters. I went to a homeless shelter right after, actually, when I looked at it, and the homeless shelter was worse than the jail's food. It made you want to go back to jail just for the food. It's that bad that the jails are better than homeless shelters. You don't have to be worried in the long run because, like I said, when it comes down to the truth, it may just take a long, in some cases, it's the inedible, it does leak out eventually in the holding. And they do base more on quantity than actual quality of something. Despite that there is the quality, but there's also the quantity. And they take that into consideration on whether it's worth or not keeping someone there. They like taking into consideration if you were sleeping on the side of the road and you were told to move and you didn't move. You just ended up passing back out, and the next second you wake up in a back of a cop car. Or something that they're not even gonna... They'll lock you up in Clearwater for probably 2 weeks. But then they'll be back out. They don't get out because they're homeless. They're poor as shit. They were... like, they can't buy their way out early, so they're gonna sit there regardless. They call that soliciting sometimes for trespassing charges. I've heard that for people sleeping on a sign, even being trespassing, despite that it's on the side of a road. I've seen people. You're not supposed to show people your shit, but you can show them all you want when it comes down to crimes like that, because it fucking ultimately is stupid. It's like what they do. The legal system in Florida is so bad. In this case, you can show the whole damn world your papers, and it still won't. They can't keep you because what they're doing is wrong. And the United States won't let it, because not everybody is fucking Clearwater police or Tampa police. Shit like that. That's the thing about having mindsets connect. But let me say, my experience is there's the state of Florida, or in that particular area, the guy, one guy was riding his bike, or his motorcycle broke down or something like that. I recall. Was clearly had money because he lived in a big ass fucking white house, or was staying at this giant ass house. But yet the police were about to arrest him because he didn't have his wallet on him, if I remember. Or well, he had his ID, but he didn't have any cash on him, or he forgot his card or something, and his bike was broken down, and we're like about to arrest him for not having money on him, looking like a homeless guy. Why shit you not? Luckily, at the time, I was with someone with a vehicle, and that he got the help that he needed. Or he probably would have got arrested. for some stupid shit. But violence and people attacking and all this other stuff I've seen around the world, that's on them. They deserve it. If it's physical violence that is triggered on the base, I don't defend that shit. You go to jail. I don't care whether you're disabled or not on that behalf. You don't punch someone because you don't like their words. What do you think this is? I don't support Will Smith on that action. Nope. It's a funny joke, sure, to say in support and say you stand up for verbal actions, but if you pay attention, Bad Marriage for Life, they know what they're in. Will Smith knows what he's in. He's aware, but yet, and he was under the influence of his wife's, and when you're in a relationship like that, you better be Will Smith. You better be famous, or you'd be in way more trouble. If that was anyone else, they'd get in bigger trouble. I do think he will get away with it ultimately. Like, again, though, he just won't be able to go there for a little bit. Besides, it's really up to Chris Rock. If you think about it logically, legally, Chris Rock really holds the fate, or legally should hold the fate, whether he gets arrested or not. Does he get arrested, though? Up to Chris Rock. He was the one assaulted. And the verbality really tells you a lot about a person. They want to arrest him afterwards. Chris Rock isn't going to have him arrested, though, because it wasn't. It was just a joke. That's why he didn't mean anything bad by it. It was just a joke that was not understood by everyone. We arrest people for making South Park for all the shit talking they do about people. We'd probably arrest the whole entire crew behind South Park. And if that was the case, shit, you'd able to be thrown in jail because you don't like what they say. Dodge and roll. No difficulty. What's up? Elden Ring, the tale of the Elden Ring. That's what I wanted, trophy tracker. I'm gonna pin this. I like this feature. Cool. Well, it keeps my camera up. A broadcast is still on. Where's my camera though? Center right. Yes. Alright. Alrighty then. And that's how you draw that out. Reading, acquired. That's all that they have. Video is paused, broadcasting only with mic currently. There's 42 trophies, a lot of hidden ones that I will have to look up on my phone. Silver, legendary, talisman stuff. Slaying, other hidden trophies. See, in this case, this is where this is stupid. Hang on. Pin to side. Alright. And now we'll broadcast, camera angle, top right. It's still not popping up. I don't know why. The camera decides not to work all of a sudden, which is fantastic, but been 2 hours straight though. Over. Mostly talking. Learning the ropes. Switch hand to hand, left to right, left to right, left to right. Okay. Ooh, with 2 hands. Oh god, that was an accident. I accidentally drank a potion. Keep that in mind, not to do that. I'm gonna beat the living fuck out of someone with a shield. Tap. Counter. Lock on target. Too easy. There's the little guys. I like the all might of dual wielding. Or I mean a dual wielding one-handed battle axe. Well, this must be where that asshole jumped off that was shooting arrows at me. So skills are highly varied and range from powerful attacks to temporary effects using skill consumption. LT skills. That was a waste, I feel like, but crouch to sneak. Missed. I think I chose the wrong one. Yeah, it's me all the way back here. Upon death. I needed to go to the other one. Revive me though. Rest of grace.
hit the wrong thing.
Alright, BRB.
make no sense. That's everybody's American. How'd you like your Q? Even if you're not a citizen, you can be a citizen by heart, mind, United States of mind.
United headaches. You want a headache? Everybody get a headache. Together, one united headache. Memorize a spell. Is he gonna heal you? It does. Oh, sweet love of mine. Breaking all this feels kind of pointless. Can't enter. Can't enter. It's all closed off. It's the forbidden. Whoa. Like, what the fuck? Oh, they just stand here. No lever. If you fall off, I guess. Leaves without you. But it's like one of those safety nets, like if the system breaks, like the game breaks. I'm assuming that's what the lever's for. Man, assumption, something broke up. Whoa, oh, wow, wow. Open. Open, let there be light. The Holy Spirit is among us. Hallelujah. Exercise of demons. There's a giant bird. I cooked it. There's giant birds. Oh shit. I killed one. I'm evil. I'm a bird killer! Beware my mighty, evil bird killing ways. I will kill your birds. Jackal. Tackle. I don't even know what that does. Like, honestly, like, what is the point of the magic orby thingies? And what can I craft from Ariana's leaf? Artria leaf. I'm pretty sure that I was the first person to ever use Grande. The size of the Grande. Grande is large.
Even though grande, if you say grande in a Starbucks, and if you're not Pacific, they might give you a medium. Because I don't know that grande does not mean medium, it means large. So I'm gonna check. Unless people are changing the meaning. They're changing the meaning nowadays. I don't know. What's English mean anymore? Giant crabs. Watch your testicles. Yeah, privates. There's a jump spot. I'm pretty sure you jump there. Get crabs on your face. Is that a giant bat? Right there hanging off the side of that building? That broken thingy? A bat. Where to begin? Where to begin? Hey, you! I kill your best friend. Oh. Your best friend is dead. You left your best friend to die. What level are those bitches? I can't tell from that distance. 790? What? Horse McDuggan. Summoning pool. In each area you may find effigies of military. Blah 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 blah. You'll find it easy to summon other players at these locations as co-op and hostile summoning signs created with small. That's cool. You could play this with a friend. I don't have any friends though, so I would play this yet. I don't really. I'm your friend. I thank you for the delusions. That's very kind of you to lie. Lost race discovered. I wonder if you like fast travel to these locations. Yeah, you can. Look at fast traveling points found now. This is the whole map. There's a lot of darkness. Hi, yo.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring, hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
Excuse me?
Luckily for
What
you,
the
however,
fuck did you call?
there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me. Vare. take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed.
I'm tarnished.
Grace's guidance
Sounds like
holds
my
the answers.
blood.
It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
Well, okay. Nice talk.
Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly. To Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted.
The grafted. It was nice talking to you. But I got some birds to sneak up on. Makes me wish I had a bow. Man, this is a big ass map. That sucks. Alright, I think I'm going to call it a stream. I wish I could live stream 24/7 my entire life, but I only have one camera. Well, I got another camera on my phone, a couple cameras on my phone, but if you saw the battery, it's not very impressive. Alright, 3:08. I could talk for a bit, so you could leave if you want to. I'll talk until 3:10. Then back out of the video at 3:10. Sound about right? Sound about right, 'cause it's gonna be saved anyway. So, I'm seeing it as my thing is not popping up. That's what it's saying it is. Very interesting, very peculiar. It's like display activity. One. Funny, fun. We're about to end the stream. Any, magical incantational words that I wish to share, be shared amongst. By all means. Alright. Modern loves you. Good night. Peace. Good morning. God bless.